In this video, we put value tyres to the test. We have the General AltiMax GS6 and the Toyo Proxes CR1. Same category, same promise. But which one really delivers the best performance for your money? Let's find out. So first up, our first tyre. This is the General AltiMax GS6. So the General tyre is actually very popular in off-road segments, and right now it's pushing its first foray into Malaysia market with the General brand. So the General GS6 is actually a touring tyre, and let's see how much value it can bring to the market. Lastly, we have the Toyo Proxes CR1. This tyre is extremely popular in Malaysia due to its price and also its huge size availability. Let's find out how this tyre performs.
In wet braking, the General AltiMax GS6 stops in 31.5 meters, while the Toyo Proxes CR1 needs 37.4 meters. That's a 5.9 meter gap, or about 16% longer for Toyo. In real-world terms, the GS6 could be already at a full stop, while the CR1 is still rolling at city speed. On the wet handling lap, the GS6 completes in 92.5 seconds, while the Toyo clocks in slightly quicker at 91.5 seconds. That's a 1 second advantage for Toyo, roughly 1% faster. Despite GS6 being safer in braking, the Toyo claws back with a touch more speed in continuous handling. When it comes to wet handling score, I tested both tyres and gave them a 6.5 out of 10. They felt the same in wet, with no noticeable difference in steering or balance. When it comes to dry braking, the GS6 once again holds the edge, stopping in 40.4 meters compared to the 42.5 meters of the CR1. That's a 2.1 meter gap, or about 5% longer for Toyo. It's not as dramatic as in the wet, but it reinforces that GS6's strong stopping credentials. When it comes to subjective dry handling score, the GS6 score is 7 out of 10, slightly ahead of CR1 at 6.7. That's a 0.3 point each, about 3% difference, meaning the GS6 inspires more confidence in high-speed cornering and steering precision. For the comfort test, each tyre was driven across a series of bumpy obstacles, from sharp hits to repeated bumps. The aim was to see how well each tyre absorbs shocks and keep the driver comfortable behind the wheel. When it comes to subjective comfort score, the GS6 scores a 7 out of 10, while the CR1 gets a 6.7 again. A 3% advantage for the General, as the GS6 felt smoother and more composed over bumps and daily driving. When it comes to pricing, the difference between these two tyres is clear. For the 215/55 R17 tested size, the General AltiMax GS6 is about 17% cheaper than the Toyo Proxes CR1. In summary, the General AltiMax GS6 emerges as the more balanced and safety-focused tyre. It consistently delivers shorter stopping distances in both wet and dry conditions, while also offering marginally better comfort and handling confidence. On top of that, it's about 17% cheaper than the Toyo Proxes CR1 in the tested size, making it not only the safer choice, but also better value. On the other hand, the Toyo Proxes CR1 only fights back in one area: wet handling lap times, where it's marginally faster. But that doesn't offset the much longer braking distance.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.